Halong Bay, Vietnam is the first stop on our Southeast Asia adventure, and we have arranged for a private junk boat to visit island caves, a floating fishing village, and see some of the 2,000 or so grottos and little islands that make up this UNESCO World Heritage Site. We also get to go kayaking to explore some of the enclosed lakes. We arrive at the Bay of Descending Dragons. You'd half expect to see headhunters running through the mist on these islands. We thought we were going out on a small junk boat cruise of Halong Bay, but when we got to the pier, we were really surprised that waiting for us was actually a huge double-decker houseboat with 6 staff for the 4 of us, including a gift shop. Turns out some of the owner-operators of these types of boats actually live on them, so they are very familiar with the coastal waters and different places to explore in Halong Bay. It is slightly foggy here in December, but the weather is pleasant and the scenery is amazing. We head out in the direction of the limestone karst formations in search of caves. As we were cruising along at one point, a small boat pulled up alongside ours and we were boarded by a local vendor selling fruit and bananas. Now that is just-in-time delivery. The bananas were actually pretty good. Halong means where the dragon descends into the sea. It must have been a pretty rough landing in order to create all these islands, crevices, and caves. Our first stop was to explore the Thien Kung Cave, or the Heavenly Palace Cave, one of the most famous and beautiful grottos in Halong Bay. These natural caves covered with mineral deposits were formed over a period of hundreds of thousands of years. So what's the difference between a stalagmite and a stalactite? Of these two dripstones, the stalactites are those formations that hang from the ceilings. They look like icicles. Stalagmites emerge from the ground and can look like traffic cones. The stalactites grow very slowly, only a half an inch per century. They help cause the stalagmites as water drips from the stalactites in the ceiling to the ground, and that's why you often see these two in pairs. It's almost disappointing that they've made the caves so tourist friendly. It would have been fun to go on a little bit of an expedition through them without all the stairs and man-made lights. Other famous caves to explore in the world include the Carlsbad Caverns in New Mexico, Mammoth Cave in Kentucky, Timpanogos Caves in Utah, and the Jenolan and Buchan Caves in Australia. Rock formations can start to look like familiar objects. That one looks like a camel. The view from outside the cave overlooks the boat landing bay below, as we make our way back to the boat for lunch, all provided by our hardy crew. Next, we head over to one of the floating villages to do some kayaking around Halong Bay. Exploring the area by kayak is an awesome opportunity to see these islands up close and also to explore hidden lakes that you can access by paddling through caves. See our other video on kayaking around Halong Bay, filmed with a GoPro camera. This area is so amazing it inspires me to write a scene in my upcoming book that is set in this location. If you haven't read my fiction book series, beginning with The Conquest of Night and the second book called The Citadel of Night, they are available on Amazon as well as on the Kindle store, and they make great reading on your next travels. Halong Bay is home to over 400 floating households of over 1,000 people that live and work on floating fishing villages. And some dogs. Our captain navigates our boat to a floating fishing village where we visit different bays with fresh fish and anything else that can be found in the sea, including sharks. We even bought bananas while on the village dock. You can also buy fresh fish of various types, including these strange looking worm creatures called bebe, which there's apparently no English word for. But the fishing villages tend to overcharge tourists grossly, such that a 10-pound fish is about $50. You will likely find cheaper fish inland in some of the markets and stalls. Our boat captain informs us that it is time to return to shore, but we paid for the 5-hour trip, not the 4-hour one. Oh, says the captain, and reduces the boat speed as we slowly head back to the dock. At least we got a slower pass-by of the 2 fighting roosters rock formation. This day trip around Halong Bay was a lot of fun. My favorite part was kayaking through tunnels and into areas of enclosed lakes.